the biggest night of the year for the premier division at Stafford. It's the Napa Auto Parts SK5K, the 9th running of the special event. So the first part of this pit preview will focus on the SK Modifieds, as Kyle's standing by with our defending SK5K winner.
And Bonza will begin our trip around the pits with the defending winner of the Napa SK5K, Mike Christopher Jr. And Mike, that win just over a year ago. What does this race mean to this division here at Stafford as the defending winner?
Well, it's obviously our biggest race. A lot of preparation goes into it. You know, changing things on the race car, and not only the fuel cell, but a little bit of setup thing too for the long distance race. But it means a lot to the track too. Obviously, we should get a good crowd here today to you know, put on a good show, and Napa and their support. This is their culmination of how much shows how much they help us. So it is a big deal.
Heading into the month of August, winless for you thus far this season. What's it going to take for you to end that winless drought here tonight?
Well, we need tires, and we got those, so we're going to have 3 of them on tonight, so that'll help. And then we need a little bit of luck. Obviously, we wrecked out last week, and you know that doesn't help. But yeah, you always need a little bit of luck. You obviously need a good race car and a good team behind you, and I think we have that. We've been getting better the past couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to a long distance race. I feel like it really suits me a little bit better than I don't know, it just does.
Good luck to you tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
That's the defending winner of the Napa SK5K. Nicole LaRose has been able to catch up with a driver that is looking for his first win in this prestigious event.
Brian Narducci started off the season as one of the most consistent drivers here in the SK Modifieds, and it looks like your luck took a little bit of a turn in recent weeks. I know last week you had a wreck in the heat race, and a week before that you had to run a backup car here with a motor blowing, but tonight the SK5K, looking to turn the season around. Tonight is a good night to do it.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't really run good in any 5Ks, but I think now that I'm in top-notch equipment like we have here at Petty Cash Motorsports, I think we'll have a good chance tonight. Our car's always real consistent throughout the whole race, never really falls off, so I'm really excited for tonight. Finally got some new tires. The whole tire shortage thing really sucks, but finally able to put tires on, so we'll see what it can do.
How do you approach the strategy for the race when you don't know how many laps it's going to be?
I mean, one way or another, it's longer than an SK race, at least by half of another SK race. So I think you just gotta go for it, you know? It's not a tour mod where the tires really fall off. Last year I made the mistake of riding around for the first 60 laps, and it went green for 90. So I had 10 to go, and I was a straightaway behind everybody else. So I definitely don't think that's the way to go about it. And I know the people that finished 1-2 last year didn't really ride around. So I think you just try to go, get what comes to you at the beginning. Obviously, you don't want to wreck early, but just see what happens.
Brian Narducci going to try to get to the front and stay there in tonight's SK5K, hopefully get a win. Now we're going to throw it to Bonza with David Aru.
Nicole, it's been quite a couple years for David Aru, to say the least. 5 SK Modified wins. You've been in this division for several years now. What has changed over the last season and a half, 2 seasons, for you guys to really lock in and get these great finishes?
I think it's just been seat time. This is my 5th year in the division. Coming in the first 2 years, I knew we were going to have to learn a lot. There's guys that have been in here in this division my entire life, and they have a notebook bigger than we started with, and we had to build that. In the beginning years, it was a struggle, just like everyone else that's jumped into the SK division, but we put our time in, we worked hard in the shop. We took our bad finishes and moved on and learned a lot, and that's where we're at now.
Now we got the SK5K, which is a little bit different. We don't know how many laps it's going to be. So as a driver, how do you approach this event?
I just am approaching it as it's a long distance race. As if you can't say it's going to be 60 lapper, because if it's 80, you're going to screw yourself up, and you got 20 laps that you got to come up with another game plan. We're just going to go into it as it's the longest distance, 80 laps. Either way, whatever it is, I'm excited. I like the long distance races. It's going to show who could save their car the most, and I like doing it. I like holding on, keep everything in the car for the last 10 laps or so, but recently it's been 20 laps. You got to get to where you are, and that's it. And you got to get there and hold on for dear life afterwards. But we'll see what tonight's race brings. There's quite a few cars here tonight. Going to be a pretty stiff competition. We'll hopefully start farther up than mid-pack. I'm hoping top 10 at least, but we'll see where we start, and we'll go from there.
David Aru looking for his first SK5K win. He's already got one big win, the TC13 shootout, looking to get another one tonight. Now we're going to go to the SK Lights where Kyle Ricci standing by with one of our hottest drivers in the division.
And Bonza, that driver is Alex Pearl, currently 3rd in the championship standings. But 2 months ago, to begin the month of June, you were 23rd in points after a rough start to the season. Been the, no doubt, the biggest mover in the division. Is that something that you stay up with week in and week out?
Yeah, a little bit. That's actually a pretty good stat line, Kyle. Yeah, I try to check the points every so often and see where we're at. The season's winding down and running out of time to get there.
3rd in points. Do you feel like you have enough time, though, if you continue to run at the pace that you've been running at the last few weeks? Top 4 finishes the last 3 features.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, the field is so big that if one of us has a bad night, it's 50-point swing right there. So pretty much we're mathematically like one race out, and there's enough races that it can get done.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Alex Pearl currently 3rd in the championship standings. Nicola's with another driver, 3rd in points in the limited late models.
Devin Jensick, always one to watch here in the limited late models. Now, you have a win earlier in the season. It's been kind of a drought for you, though. I know you're used to running up front, but car's been pretty good. What's your feelings going into tonight?
I'm pretty confident tonight. Last week, the car wasn't very good. We changed a little bit. It didn't work. We kind of went back to what we had before, and I also feel like I've kind of thrown away a couple good finishes myself. With 2 weeks ago, I was 3rd, and I just overdrove the corner. I think in like the last 2 weeks, I've given away like 20 points on the championship, so it's kind of a hard one to swallow, especially with a car that I feel like is a consistent top 3 car every week.
Despite his success here in the limited late models, we still have to keep in mind he's a fairly new driver to this division, and you know, Devin Jensick, he's looking for another win here tonight. Now we're going to throw it to Bonzo, who's standing by with Adrian Paradise.
Ever since missing a feature about a month and a half ago, Adrian Paradise III has scored nothing but top 5s, including a win. You got a top 5 last week, but it didn't exactly come easy, Adrian. What happened?
No, actually, in the first practice, we broke a rocker stud on the number 5 intake valve, so I was running on 7 cylinders the whole day. We talked to Rad, you know, after that practice, and you know, asked if it would hurt the motor because we wanted to, you know, get some points. You know, we figured we'd be about mid-pack. Never expected to be finishing 4th with almost a 3rd.
Now, you've been in the backup car since you had the big wreck in turn 4. You said before you got in the car that this car was basically as good as the primary car. Here we are now. What do you think?
We got this car very close to what I had when we wrecked. So I'm going to say this car is about as good as the other one right now, but I think we can get it better.
If he can get it better, then watch out, because he already has 1 win this year, looking for 2. That's Adrian Paradis III, looking to return to victory lane to street stocks. And we'll see how all the features go tonight. If you're not here, we hope to see you here. And if you are here, we're going to go to the booth and get this fun started.
Few of the storylines coming into the biggest night of the year for our headline division, the SK Modifieds, and the 9th running of the Napa SK 5K. Kyle Ricci and John Gates high above the start-finish line here this evening. And John, a big night for the Modifieds, the SK Modifieds, and a lot of money on the line.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kyle. That, and of course, the Gamblers Challenge tonight is pretty. That is a pretty interesting deal that they've got going on here at Stafford, and really one of the only tracks here in the Northeast that does something like that. And it's amazing, over $6,200 in Gamblers money.
That's it, $6,200. All 31 drivers entered here tonight have participated in the Gamblers Challenge. It's $100 per team. The track will then match it. And here's how that money is going to be paid out. And that's not including the $30,000 already on the line, part of the purse, including the $5,000 guaranteed to the winner. Post-race, a chip will be drawn. Either the race winner will take all of the money, like Ryan Priest did years ago.
Yeah, over $12,000.
A lot. It was a big payday for Ryan back in 2015. It could go to our podium finishers, split among the top 3. It could go to our top 5 finishers, split among the top 5. It could be split among the drivers that finish 6th through 10th, or split among the drivers that finish 11th through 20th. Wow. So Incentives throughout the field for the SK Modifieds here tonight. The 9th running of the Napa SK 5K, going to be a big night for our SK Modifieds. But on the racetrack right now, our first heat for the limited late models. Been a very competitive season for this division. 8 different winners in the first 13 races. We'll jump into the starting lineup of our first qualifying event. Starting on the pole, car number 10. From Litchfield, Connecticut, the JRC Transportation Chevrolet. Matt Scapini is our pole sitter.
And to that outside, coming in from Willington, Connecticut, brand new, a different car actually tonight with the Napa of Tallinn on the side. Car number 83, it is Damian Pilardi.
Third starter, car number 14 from Agawam, Massachusetts, the Garrett's Carpentry Chevrolet for rookie driver Kevin Cormier.
Up next will be Devin Jensick. Jensick coming out of Canton, Connecticut, the Genco Construction Chevrolet.
Fifth starter, our defending track champion in this division from East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, the Broadbrook Brewing Chevrolet for Alexandra Fern.
Starting in the 6th position, Diadio Honey brings us Durham, Connecticut's own Dana Ray.
And rounding out the 7-car field, car number 56 from Morris, Connecticut, the Royal Screw Machine Products entry for John Orsini.
So a good-looking 7-car field set to go. 8 laps is the distance for our limited late model qualifying heat race number 1.
It's a tight championship standings, just 18 points between last week's winner, Rich Hammond, who will be in a forthcoming qualifying event, and Jeremy Lavoie, who will also be in that second qualifier. Those two are trying to walk away from the rest of the field, including Devin Jensick in 3rd in points, Alexander Fern and Matt Scapini, the top 5 in the championship standings. It has been a very competitive season to date. We expect that to keep up throughout the rest of the season. Hard to believe. We kick off the month of August here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. And with the call and start of our opening qualifying heat race, here's John.
On the gas and to the stripe, it looks like the number 10 car will take the lead. That's Matt Scapini.
Scapini will lead into turn number 1, inside lane, advancing just a bit over the rookie driver, Kevin Cormier, in search of his first win. Alexandra Fern up to position number 3. Devin Jensick slots in the line in 4th. Dana Ray 5th, missing a couple of cars that were supposed to start in this qualifying event as we complete lap number 1.
Boy, Alexandra Fern had a good run down the front stretch. She pulls right up behind that number 14 machine of Kevin Cormier. Cormier down the backstretch is under assault right now from the number 12 car.
Damian Pilardi, John Orsini, the 2 drivers scheduled to start this event that are not on the racetrack, as the battle for second is the best on the Speedway right now, led by Cormier, the rookie driver over the defending champ, Alexandra Fern, running in position number 3. Then it's Devin Jensick running 4th, a winner this year, and Dana Ray rounding out the 5 cars on the racetrack, but they are all chasing Matt Scapini in car number 10.
I'll tell you, the last few weeks we've been watching that number 14 G car of Cormier. Cormier getting quicker and quicker. I know he jumped off the pace here just a little bit from the leader with that little hiccup down the backstretch, but that number 14 G is a very quick limited late model.
It is, coming off a runner-up finish a week ago, so close to getting that first win in this division in car number 14. Could it come tonight? Looking good right now in the 2nd spot, trying to pull away from Fern in 3rd, and the race leader, Matt Scapini, who is in a league of his own right now. Scapini coming off a rough night a week ago, finishing in the 8th spot, looking to rebound here tonight. Out front, just past the halfway mark of this opening qualifier in car number 10.
JRC Transportation brings us that car number 10. He's got a nice, healthy lead here. Unusual for our limited late models. Qualifying heat race has been so close this year, but right now Scapini is he's on cruise control.
On cruise control and pulling away about 7 or 8 car lengths between the top 2 as they race up the back straightaway. Cormier in 2nd. Fern has backed off the pace just a bit in 3rd, settled into line a couple of car lengths in front of Devin Jensick in car number 23. Devin been pretty consistent here the last couple of weeks. Outside of a 7th place effort last week, has had several top 5s to his credit, picked up a win earlier this year for the young 16, make that 17-year-old driver. And his twin will be in our next qualifying event in Ari Jensick. As they come off of turn number 4, white flag is out, 1 lap to go for Matt Scapini.
Scapini easily 8 car lengths ahead of that 2nd place car of Kevin Cormier. Then it's Alexandra Fern in that number 12 car. She's got one more shot at the back of that 14, but it looks like she too may be just a little bit too far away.
Biding her time right now in position number 3. 5 to qualify through the handicap. That means all 5 cars on racetrack will hit that mark, and it'll be Nascapini taking down the race win comfortably over Kevin Cormier in second, Alexandra Fern in third, Devin Jensick in fourth, and crossing the line in fifth is Dana Ray.
Yeah, Dana having a little bit of difficulty. Still trying to get the handle on that number 42 car. It's been kind of a tough season. It's been really a tough few weeks for Dana. She's had quite a few little incidents out on the Speedway.
Dana coming from the Wild Thing Karts program, raced in our junior and senior outlaws the last couple of years on Monday nights, making her big track debut here in 2022 and continuing to adapt to these limited late models. Race number 2 for the Limiteds, about to take to the racetrack behind the pace car, scheduled to start on the pole. We talked about Devin Jensick a moment ago and having a twin sister in this race, and she will start from the pole. Car number 17 from Canton, Connecticut, the Genco Construction Chevrolet. It's Ari Jensick.
Outside that front row in that beautiful black and gold number 59, scheduled to go out of Wethersfield, Connecticut. Clement Motorsports brings us Matt Clement.
Third starter, car number 95 from Wethersfield, Connecticut. Another one of those Clement Motorsports Chevrolets for Jay Clement.
Number 6 would go next. He'll start in the 4th position, coming in from Windsor Locks. Bobcat of Connecticut, Rosati Trucking bring us Jeremy Lavoie.
Fifth starter, car number 22 from New Hartford, Connecticut, Dazed Cannabis, providing the sponsorship for Gary Patnode.
A win last week and your point leader. He will start in position number 6, coming out of Tolland, Connecticut, in the Napa of Tolland Chevrolet, Rich Hammond.
And rounding out the 7-car field, car number 77 from Holland, Massachusetts, the Rob Russell Chassis 5-star Auto Chevrolet for Trinity Provost. 7 cars scheduled to start in this one, and I'm counting all 7 of them out there, including Damian Pilardi out on the racetrack. He was supposed to be in qualifying race number 1. This is his dad's car that RJ Serdell has run in the past. Damian will run it tonight after Damian was involved in a vicious incident a week ago in the feature event off of turn number 4. Gary Patnode got out of shape in turn number 4. Damian had nowhere to go, and when Damian came into contact with Gary, apparently the brakes went away on Damian's car and went straight into the turn 4 wall at a ton. Good to see both of them back here tonight. Damian on pit road now. Gary about to take the green flag in car number 22.
Here we go, green flag indeed, and it is a drag race down the front stretch. Ari Jensick to the inside of Matt Clement.
Side by side, back to turn number 2 they go here in heat race number 2. Ari Jensick gets the jump over Matt Clement, who has 11 career wins here at the racetrack, including a victory earlier this summer, about a month ago, in fact, in car number 59. Getting shuffled to that outside lane by Jay Clement on the bottom, and the 2-time champion, car number 6, Jeremy Lavoie.
Yeah, Lavoie got right in the back of Jay. Jay running second right now. That 95's been looking good the last few weeks out, getting quicker and quicker each and every week here at Stafford.
Clement, Jay that is, now in second. Matt Clement has been shuffled back to 4th, now maybe 5th. He'll slide in the line in 5th, just in front of last week's winner, Rich Hammond, in car number 28. So the top 6 cars all goes to tail. Back to turn number 1, chasing Ari Jensick in car number 17. She has not had the best luck in recent weeks as well. Looking to turn the luck around here tonight. 12th place effort 2 weeks ago after being involved in an incident. 9th place last week. Race leader now, but not for long. Here comes Jay Clement to her inside to challenge for the top spot.
Yeah, Ari drifted up high out of turn number 4, opened the door for Jay. Jay Clement will take the lead, and he's going to take some visitors with him. The number 6 car also of Jeremy Lavoie is going to get by the 17.
Lavoie to the inside, that red number 6. Ari Jensick still stuck in the outside lane in car number 17. Will tuck in the line just behind Gary Patnode. And just behind, or just ahead of Matt Clement in car number 59 as they go back to turn number 2. Top 3 trying to tiptoe away from the second 3 on the racetrack, led by Ari Jensick, the former race leader. Some big guns there, deeper in the pack here. John, battle for 5th among 2 proven winners.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised to see Clement went from, Matt Clement went from outside front row all the way back to the 5th position in that number 59 car. Seems like he's starting to regroup now and getting some speed in that car. But right behind him is last week's winner.
Rich Hammond, a 4-time winner this season and a 6-time winner here at the Speedway. Further up, speaking of the 6, the 2-time champ, Jeremy Lavoie, gets a good run to the inside off of turn number 4 on Jay Clement. and he will take the top spot away at the start-finish line and fully clear him by the time they get to turn number 1. So does Jeremy Lavoie out front. Gary Patno now up to second. Jay Clement leading a lap to go, back to the 3 spot. Car number 95 coming to the white flag.
Yeah, as the white flag waves, Ari Jensik's currently in 4th spot, with Rich Hammond moving up to 5th in that number 28 car. But up front by a car length now is Jerry Lavoie in that 6th machine.
Been a couple of weeks since Jeremy has last visited Victory Lane. Picked up his first win of the season on July 8th. Looking for feature win number 2 later tonight. He'll win the heat race for the limited late models here in qualifier number 2, and will take the checkered flag over Gary Patno in 2nd, Jay Clement in 3rd, Ari Jensik in 4th, and Rich Hammond will complete the top 5.
And it's Matt Clement and Provost, that is Trinity Provost in the 77, as she comes out of turn number 4 to round out our qualifying heat race number 2 for the limited late models.
So the field is set. The limited late model teams will head back to the pit area and prepare for their feature event later this evening. And some of the early favorites in this heat race, including Jeremy Lavoie and Gary Patno, back after having to repair that 22 car after a heavy incident in turn number 4 a week ago in the feature event. The street stocks are scheduled up next. And it looks like over 20 street stocks back with us here tonight. 11 cars set to take the green flag here in qualifying race number 1 in just a moment. They'll roll out onto the racetrack. And in fact, as I say that, here they come. And it's going to be the late model stock cars. We'll shuffle the order just a bit. And car number 43, a former track champion in the limiteds, will lead the field to the green flag. From Chicopee, Massachusetts, it's car number 43 for Andrew Duran.
Yeah, and on the outside of the front row, coming in from Fairfield, Connecticut, he'll drive the number 10 machine. Longtime veteran here, Wayne Curry Jr.
Starting in 3rd, car number 82 from Northridge, Massachusetts, the Supreme Industries Chevrolet. Our 3rd place starter to the inside of that 2nd row is Paula Root.
Starting in position number 4. He'll drive the number 92, familiar name here, one of the all-time winners at Stafford in the King Gray Coach Lines machine out of East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, Tom Fern.
Last week's winner will start 5th, his first win in a couple of seasons here at the Speedway. Car number 79 from Enfield, Connecticut, the Big Kahuna Racing Jarko Farm entry for Daryl Keene.
5 wins to date. He'll drive the black number 97 out of Granby, Massachusetts, in the Meadows Motor Cars Chevrolet. Welcome back, Adam Gray.
And rounding out the 7-car field, car number 33 from Barkhamsted, Connecticut, the AVI Inc. Chevrolet for Adon Burrell.
So a good-looking qualifying heat race number 1 for our late model division. They've had some great racing here lately, and the last week's feature event winner is out there in the number 79 machine. That is Daryl Keene, and can Keene get it done again this week?
It had been a while since Daryl Keene had been to Victory Lane. 2 years, in fact, for Daryl in that 79 car. Had been so close the last couple of weeks before last week's feature with podium finishes, finally getting into Napa Victory Lane last Friday night. Keep an eye on the 79 cars. We go under the green flag. Andrew Duran will lead the field to turn number 1.
Yeah, Duran looking good. He's going to go side by side. Great battle down the backstretch with Wayne Corey Sr. on the outside. Make that junior in the number 10 car.
Side by side into the corner. Paul LaRoute looking for his first win of the season, car number 82. Then it's Keene side by side with the multi-time track champion of this division, Tom Fern, longtime veteran, and Adam Gray. His streak of top 2 finishes broke last week, but he says don't worry about the top 2, just count the streak of podium finishes, because he finished 3rd a week ago in car number 97, trying to make his way up through the field right now. 9 consecutive features he has been on the podium. Looking to continue that here tonight.
He's been mighty tough, and he's got 2 guys in front of him that are racing side by side, and that would be Daryl Keene and Wayne Corey Jr. That's outside Corey Jr. now. Looks like the 97 of Adam Gray is going to clear him for the 4th position here in qualifying heat race number 1.
Adam, the current point leader in this division by 32 points over the driver that sits just behind him in car number 92, Tom Fern. Been a quiet summer for Tom, but consistent, 2nd in points. And currently 5th on the racetrack right now, so in a preferred handicap spot for the feature later on this evening. Wayne Corey Jr., car number 10, along with Adon Burrell, rounding out the field in 6th and 7th as the field comes off turn 4. Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go for Andrew Duran.
Yeah, it's been all Duran so far. That 43 car is stout. He's got a 1 car length advantage, but now that has reduced down to just about nothing as the 82 car is coming on strong. That's the Supreme Industries machine, driven by Paul LaRue.
Been a while since Paul has been to victory lane. Is tonight. Car looks good right now here in the heat of the late afternoon. Gets into Duran just a bit. Duran carries that momentum back to turn number 1. Paul has not been to victory lane since 2020 in a feature event. Second right now, just in front of a couple of drivers that are very familiar with victory lane here at Stafford, and Tom Fern and Daryl Keene. Fern gonna do it the hard way in the outside lane, trying to take that second spot from Paul LaRue.
Yeah, very impressive for Tom Fern on that outside lane, getting a job. John, we almost got a spin there. Going into turn number 1 is gonna open the door for Daryl Keene in the 79 car.
Close call, nice save for Paul down in turn number 1. Opens the door for Daryl Keene on the bottom, and is exactly what Andrew Duran wants to see behind him, as he is out front by a country mile as they come off of turn number 4. White flag, 1 lap to go here in the first late model qualifying event, and Andrew Duran leads back to the corner.
Yeah, after that, though, it is good side-by-side racing throughout the pack. Second spot right now is Daryl Keene in the 79. Adam Gray in the 97 right there in third. The 92, he got shuffled back to 4th.
Talked up Paul LaRue running well so early, but ever since that bobble 2 laps ago, he's had a tough time getting into line. Will finish outside of the top 5 behind Andrew Duran. That'll take the heat race win. Daryl Keene will finish 2nd, Adam Gray 3rd, Tom Fern 4th, and Wayne Corey Jr. racing into the top 5 on the final lap.
Yeah, then you got Paul LaRue in the 6th position, and rounding out the field was Aiden Burrell. Burrell in the number 33 car.
So half of the late model field is qualified. Heat race number 2 will roll out onto the Speedway here in just a moment. Another competitive year for this division, with Adam Gray, the current championship leader, by 32 points over Tom Fern. Kevin Gambacorta, also a fairly quiet summer after making a lot of noise early in the season with a pair of wins back in May. Just 38 points out of the lead. The last week's winner, Daryl Keene, coming on strong in 4th, and Michael Ray, who we're about to see here in this second qualifying event, leads or rounds out the top 5, 64 back, and will lead this second qualifying event to green in car number 42 from Durham, Connecticut. The DMW Graphics, Greg's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Chevrolet for Michael Ray.
Outside that front row, and he'll drive car number 39 tonight, coming in from Berlin, Connecticut, another veteran driver. Tavern on the Tracks brings us Paul Verrecchio Jr.
Third starter, car number 61 from North Haven, Connecticut, the Blake Company Incorporated entry for John Blake.
Starting in position number 4, coming in from Shelton, Connecticut, in the Life Care Family Chiropractic Alpine Tree Company Chevrolet, he'll drive the number 31. It is Andrew Moeller.
Back after an incident in turn number 1 a week ago, car number 19, a former champion from Wellington, Connecticut, the Auberson Hardware Chevrolet for Michael Bennett.
Levine Law brings us Ellington, Connecticut veteran driver, car number 23, the red 23 of Kevin Gambacorta. Good-looking stacked field of late models set to go. 8 laps is the distance.
And Kevin Gambacorta in that number 23 car, one of, if not the most, well, and I can't say that. Adam Gray's been the most consistent when it comes to podium finishers, but Kevin Gambacorta has been right there with him over the last month, picking up a win 3 weeks ago, third 2 weeks ago, last week a runner-up finish. So the 23 slowly but surely and very quietly making his way back into the championship fight for Kevin.
Been watching Andrew Moeller over the last few weeks. Andrew coming on strong with that number 31 car, and you're going to have to see him in victory lane real soon again here at Stafford.
Pace car is on pit road, set to go under the green flag this time for the first, or make that the second late model qualifying event. Down to the line, green is out, and they go to turn number 1 with Michael Ray leading the way.
Yeah, Ray on a power surge in turn number 1 will take the lead by maybe 2 car lengths now. Here comes Andrew Moeller to the inside of Verrecchio. That's a battle for second place going into turn number 3.
Side by side into the corner, Moeller to the inside. Verrecchio now trapped, or is he, in that outside lane? Will lose the spot to Moeller, but jam that car just in front of Blake for the 3rd spot. Blake still in 4th, Bennett in 5th, and Gambacorta has not gained much ground. In fact, he hasn't gained any ground in the 6th spot, car 23.
Bennett losing a little patience there. He's going to go to the inside of Blake. That's a challenge right there for the 4th position. So the number 19 machine of Michael Bennett is on the move.
Singled out at the front of the field. Here's Gambacorta stepping out of line further back to the inside to take that 5th spot away with Blake in the outside lane, side by side into turn number 3. And that position will change hands as the front 4 break away. No real battles at the front. The best battle could be for 3rd between Verrecchio, who has it, and Bennett, who wants it.
Yeah, Bennett's had a couple of hard hits the last 2 weeks out here at Stafford. He's got that 19 straightened out and looking good tonight as he pulls to the rear bumper of that 39. Paul Verrecchio Jr. Jr. is going to drift up high. Could open the door for Bennett. Maybe not this time around, but he's getting close.
Another lap in the books. 4 down, 4 to go here in heat race number 2 for the late models. And it continues to be Michael Ray at the point, looking to turn his season around in car number 42. Led the points early in the year, but it's been almost a month since the 42 car has finished in the top 5 in a feature event. 10th a week ago, 9th 2 weeks ago, 13th the week before that. Needing a good night, could be tonight for car number 42. Andrew Moeller in the 31, as you mentioned, has come on strong as well. In that battle for 3rd between Verrecchio, Bennett, and Gambacorta with 2 to run at the line.
As Verrecchio and Bennett go challenging for that 3rd spot, Gambacorta has finally caught the rear bumper of Bennett. He's going to join the party there going into turn number 1, so it'll be a 3-car battle for that 3rd position. See if Verrecchio can hold them off.
Verrecchio so far so good. It'll be the white flag this time for the field of 6. Led by Michael Ray. Andrew Moeller closing in, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough time with just a lap to go to reel in Ray, the race leader. Verrecchio in 3rd, could have his hands full with Bennett in 4th. Then it's Gambacorta and John Blake all tightly bunched from 3rd on back with the checkered flag in the wind.
Clean and green going into turn number 3. Field coming out of turn number 4 now, and it looks as though the number 42 machine of Michael Ray will pick up qualifying heat race number 2.
Ray will take the checkered flag, a couple of car lengths over Andrew Moeller in 2nd. Paul Verrecchio will finish in 3rd. Michael Bennett 4th, and Kevin Gambacorta rounds out the front 5. John Blake will wrap up the 6-driver field here in heat race number 2 for the late models.
So good to see Michael Ray back in victory lane. Like you said, it could be a good point night for him in the DMW Graphics Greg's Lawn Care and Snow Removal number 42 car.
So heat racing complete for the late model stock cars. Those teams now will head back and prepare for their 30-lap feature event coming up in just a moment. Now I believe the street stocks will take to the racetrack for a pair of heat races. And here comes heat race number 1 now rolling out onto the speedway, led by car number 16, which will lead the field to green from Chaplin, Connecticut, the Busy Bees Learning Center Chevrolet for our pole sitter, Nicholas Hovey.
Outside of the front row as we quickly move along here in the back road, Smoking Barbecue, number 80 Jet Electric brings us East Hartford's own Tyler Trott.
Then it's going to be car number 42 from Barkhamsted, Connecticut, the PJ Ladola and Sons Incorporated Electrical Contractors entry for our 3rd place starter, Travis Downey.
Starting position number 4, he comes in from Somers, Connecticut, in the Tri-State Equipment and Repair Chevrolet. It's Jason Lafayette.
5th starter, car number 36 from Columbia, Connecticut, the Maine Moose, providing the sponsorship for David Mesha Jr.
Position number 6 from Harrisville, Rhode Island, in the Rene Ledo of Keller Williams Leading Edge Chevrolet, it's Samantha Dell.
7th starter, car number 17 from Berlin, Connecticut, the Accelerated Electrical Services Chevrolet for Pat Grady.
This guy looking for a good run tonight in the Renner Race Car New York Sports Show, number 94, coming in from Goshen, Chris Danielchuk.
9th starter, car number 18 from Naugatuck, Connecticut, the Tri-State Elevator and Hoist LLC entry for Cindy Stirk.
Number 69 would go next. He'll start in the 10th position. Coming all the way down from Belchertown, Massachusetts, in the Roy's Auto Salvage Chevy, it's Bill Cody.
And rounding out the 11-car field in the Rent-A Race Car, number 66. Hailing from Berlin, Connecticut, Pro Coat Paint, providing the sponsorship for that car, driven by Cameron Verrecchio.
Good looking field of street stocks ready to rumble here. These guys are side by side racing all the way through the pack as they get ready to go. 8 laps, make that 5 laps is the distance.
Short qualifying events for the street stocks. If they're going to get it done, they need to get it done in a hurry with Nicholas Hovey leading the field to turn 1, but it's Tyler Trott with the advantage in the outside lane that will get the jump off of turn 2 and lead the field up the back straightaway.
Boy, Trott takes off like a rocket ship, but he's got the 16 hounding him down. Second spot right now is Nick Hovey up front. It's all Tyler Trott.
Samantha Dell in a side-by-side battle for the 5th spot with Baisha. In fact, she's in a 4-wide battle for a moment. Things getting tight going into turn number 1. Dell in a different race car than she is used to driving here at the racetrack, in that red number 28 car that tucks in the line just outside of the top 5. It is a 4-car breakaway at the front of the field, led by Trott, Hovey, Downey, and Lafayette.
Lafayette doing a good job in that 21 since coming back to Stafford. That car's been awful quick. Up front, though, it is Tyler Trott. 1 car length advantage now over Nicholas Hovey. Hovey in that Hovey blue number 16 car.
Running in position number 2 and trying to hold off Travis Downey in the 3rd spot. Top 3 beginning to break away from Lafayette, who you mentioned a moment ago has run well ever since coming back at the start of July. That includes a 2nd place finish in the feature event a week ago in car number 21. As we watch the battle for 3rd shape up off of turn number 2, that's the battle for 2nd as the 3rd place driver stepping out of line. Downey to the inside of Hovey, which is allowing Trott to trot away at the front of the field, coming to the white flag.
Travis Downey got the job done, got around Nick Hovey, and like you said, white flag is out, so Downey on the move. Does he have time to catch Tyler Trott? Looks to be kind of a tough deal there, but the 42 is definitely fast tonight.
Travis Downey looking good, but may run out of time here. Just 5-lap qualifying events for the street stocks, and about to complete lap number 5 here off of turn number 4 with Travis Trott. Trott leading the field to the green flag. That is Tyler Trott leading the way and taking the win over Travis Downey, Nicholas Hovey, Jason Lafayette, and Chris Danielchuk, rounding out the top 5 in car number 94.
Patrick Grady would go 6th spot. It looks like the 69 in 7th. That's Bill Cody. Then you got Samantha Dell and Bobby Sturck the 3rd. To round out this field, Cameron Verrecchio.
And Cindy Sturck out there as well in car number 18 in position number 9. I think Cindy coming off one of her better runs of her career last week, finishing 13th in the feature event in car number 18. 1 down, 1 to go for the street stocks on a big night of racing here for all of our divisions as we kick off the month of August, but none bigger than the Napa SK 5K for the SK Modifieds. Over $30,000 on the line in purse money, over $6,000 on the line in bonus money with the Gamblers Challenge. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Heat race sponsorship tonight from Wheeler's Auto Service. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to SK qualifying, but round number 2 for the street stocks on the racetrack. Let's jump into the lineup with car number 55, coming off a great run a week ago from Chicopee, Massachusetts, the Anytime Nutrition Chevrolet for Brandon Warren.
Finkbein's Landscaping brings us car number 46 out of Manchester, Connecticut, Jason Finkbein. He will start 2nd.
The Firefighter will start 3rd, car number 19, also coming off a good top 5 effort a week ago from Plainville, Connecticut, the CSB Communications Chevrolet for Adrian Paradis.
A heartbreaking weekend last weekend here at Stafford for this driver. He'll drive car number 9, a win 2 weeks ago, and he was off before the start of last week's feature. Coming in from Naugatuck, Connecticut, in the A6A Associates, Greg's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Chevy, it's Bobby Sturck III.
Speaking of a bad night a week ago, real bad night for our current point leader, lost 30 points in the process. Car number 11 from Woodbury, Connecticut, the Hydar Construction Chevrolet. Still our point leader, but not by as much. Starting 5th, it's Travis Hydar.
Starting in position number 6, a win last week out of Ellington, Connecticut, in the Jet Electric Chevrolet. Welcome to number 51 of Burt Willett.
Then it's car 44 from Stafford Springs, Connecticut, the Stafford Veterinary Center Chevrolet for Rob Sears.
Dave Masha Sr. out of Columbia in the main house machine will start in position number 8.
9th starter, car number 71 from Stamford, Connecticut, Rico's Pizza to bring us Marvin Minkler.
Sam Calvo from East Berlin in the Compressed Air USA Chevrolet will start in the scratch spot. We're off and underway.
First start of the season for Sam Calvo, and at number 63 cars, we go under the green flag. Brandon Warren, Jason Finkbein, side by side off of turn number 2. Up the back straightaway, Adrian Paradis right there in 3rd. Travis Hydar, 4th car in line on the bottom. He's got company to his outside in Bobby Sturck.
Yeah, Sturck on the move. He is on the outside, 3 wide out of turn number 4 to the inside. Was that car number 11? Good run there for Travis Hydar.
Hydar in the 11, moving into the top 3 in that 11 machine. Now Sturck off the pace again. So many issues a week ago after a win 2 weeks back in car number 9, and Bobby Sturck continues to slow up the back straightaway. And it doesn't look like we'll finish this qualifying event just 2 laps in. That car is slow. As the battle for the lead is on off of turn 2, Warren and Haidar.
Boy, Haidar's got a good run to the inside as Sturck pulls off into the safety lane. Inside comes the number 11 car and to the lead. And look at this battle for second spot. Finkbein going at it with the 55 of Brandon Warren. Warren doing a good job in that car, but he's dropped back to position number 3.
5-car breakaway front of the field. And now the 55 of Warren is the one backsliding topside. Burt Willett went to the inside. Adrian Paradis now goes to the inside in a battle for 4th. White flag off of turn number 4 for Travis Haidar, who had an engine expire on him. In fact, they grenaded on him in a big way last Friday night in the feature event. Finished almost last in the finishing order. Out front now, and a healthy lead over the battle for second.
Contact last time by between the 19 and the 55, but we're already at our checkered flag here in qualifying heat race number 2. Coming out of turn number 4 and picking up the win, it is Travis Haidar.
Current point leader back on top here tonight over Jason Finkbein in second. Last week's winner, Burt Willett, a good solid run in that Jet Electric entry, number 51, finishing in 3rd. Adrian Paradis in 4th, and Brandon Warren rounding out the top 5. Then it was David Mesha Sr., Marvin Minkler, Sam Calvo, Rob Sears, and Bobby Sturck rounding out the top 10. For all of those that tuned in to watch our qualifying action on our YouTube channel, that's going to button things up here for those viewers here tonight. If you want to continue to watch all the action here from Stafford, including the SK Light Modified qualifying events that are up next, followed by qualifying for the SKs and all of tonight's feature program, head on over to Flow Racing.
So once again, congratulations to that number 11 team of Travis Haidar and the Haidar Construction. Number 11 street stock qualifying heat races